plaintiff, Sylvia Guerra, says when the defendant dated her son, they were doing drugs together, and they got married while Sylvia's son was incarcerated. Sylvia is suing her daughter-in-law for unpaid wages and a loan. Defendant Cristina Soto Hinosa admits that she married Sylvia's son while he was in jail awaiting sentencing, but she denies that they did drugs together. Cristina denies owing Sylvia for anything.
Start with you.
I know Cristina because she's my daughter-in-law. She and my son were doing drugs together. She married my son while he was incarcerated.
All right, so they knew each other.
Yes.
They were doing drugs, and then he went to jail.
Yes.
All right.
They got married.
While he was incarcerated.
While he was incarcerated. And
when did all this happen?
He got incarcerated May 2013.
Oh, okay. How long were they addicted to? What type of drugs?
Well, my son had been in drugs for maybe 4 years.
Okay, you said they were.
But when I met him, they were doing drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when was that?
That was when I met Cristina. It was in May 2013.
That's when he was in prison, I thought.
Yes, that's when I met Cristina, when he was incarcerated.
If he is in prison and she is not, in May of 13, and the first time you met her, your son was in prison, right?
Yes.
So how do they do drugs together if he's in prison? You got me?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense to you, does it?
No.
That's why I was asking. All right, go ahead. Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Okay, me and her son were friends. He had his kid's mom, and we were best friends, me and him. Whenever he needed a place to stay, or him and the girl, I was his friend. I had my own home with my kids. We were very close. We ended up getting married. We got married, he was in jail. We got married when he was in jail. He was going to be sent to prison. We got married May 2nd, 2013, okay?
When did you meet her?
I met her between January, right before he was going to be sentenced, because me and her together.
Okay, so you
try to
did
get him
meet
in
her while the son was in prison.
Yes, I did. Me and her bonded when we met. We bonded, as a family, because I was the one he was going to marry. Yeah.
What month?
What month?
Yes.
Okay, the month.
You all seem to be very
confused. The exact month that me and her met.
The reason I'm asking this, I don't know if you heard her.
Yeah, I heard everything she said.
That you all met and you were dope fiends together.
No, that's what
then
I'm
I asked her when did she meet you, and she said when her son was in prison. Now, were you all getting high when you met because he was in jail?
No, we were.
So were you getting high after?
No, that's the whole thing.
All right, I'm trying to understand,
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm sorry.
Let me go back to you. What are you suing her for? What are you suing her for?
I'm suing her for a loan and unpaid wages.
When did you loan her some money?
I loaned her some money in March.
Here we go again.
March 6th.
March of what, ma'am?
March 6th of 2015. I loaned her $1,390.
When was she to pay you back?
When she got her income tax. That was in June.
All right, so what happened when income tax time came?
I never heard from her, and she hasn't paid me a dime.
When you asked her for your money, what has she said?
Nothing.
She's just quiet.
I text her, and she won't answer my calls.
She has never responded to your request for money.
No.
Ma'am?
Well, we've spoken, and her son, my husband, got out of prison April.
No. Let's clarify this lie. Somebody's lying.
Yes.
She said you never spoke. Yes. Your first answer was, we have spoken.
Yes,
so tell me when you spoke. When did you first speak about the money?
She put money on that bill in March.
What's the wages for, ma'am? How does she owe you for wages?
Because she moved into her new house in October of 2014, and I cleaned her house for her. She was to pay me $20 an hour, plus each window was $15 each, so that was a total of $680.
Have you spoken to her about your $680?
Not recently.
When is the last time you spoke with her about getting your $680?
It was June 15 of 2015.
And what did she say?
She didn't respond
Again.
again.
So, since October 14, she has never either agreed to pay or refused to pay the $680.
No.
Since March of 15, she's never responded to you
No.
one way or the other about the loan.
No.
All right. When she came for the money, did you say, girl, you won't even respond to the money you owe me since October 14th? Did you ask her about that money?
Yes, I did. But
What did she say?
She said she was going to pay me. When
So she
got her
did
taxes.
respond. And she said she would pay you.
Yes.
Ma'am? She says you did respond to the October 14th. Did you?
Your Honor, we moved into this house together. We cleaned the house together. That's what she's suing me for, cleaning. We all cleaned together. She stayed there numerous of times. It was all gonna be our family home when he was to come home from prison. We did the cleaning together. We charged the landlord. That got knocked off October's rent, $680.
The landlord said you can take it out of the rent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's why I knew I was going to get these stories. That's why I'll go back to ever discussing it before.
Yeah.
So the $680 she's suing you for, have you ever discussed it?
No, she never told me that I owed it to her because we charged the landlord.
This is the first day.
Yes, in
Good enough.
court.
First day you're
Thank you.
hearing about it. Got it. She said you never asked her for it.
When she needed.
Maybe that's why she didn't
When I got
respond.
sued.
She didn't know you asked. Anybody have any evidence of a request, a refusal, any evidence that the loan was made, or that the landlord deducted it from the rent?
I have a statement that of the figures, 25 hours. This is what
From whom?
I wrote this and I made a copy and sent it to the landlord.
Okay, let's
Okay.
see it.
That's what I was.
This
I
is
sent the
evidence
landlord.
of deducting.
And it was already
the rent.
deducted. That's
Yeah,
like.
I know. I
mean,
got that. The question is, and continues to be, did she ever ask you for the money? And she says she has asked you for the money that she loaned you and for the wages for cleaning the house. So far, she has shown me, ma'am, a receipt to herself.
Well, it's just a statement. On the back of it, it's like, it's old.
Okay.
Like I said, Your Honor, that's what I sent. That's what I sent the landlord because
We charged Edward, the landlord.
that's what we charged him for the cleaning because the house was dirty.
I know, but they didn't give you the receipt.
No, they didn't. They never ever gave me
This is
receipt.
something you made for yourself.
Actually, she had made a receipt for me to
Do
send to
you
the landlord.
have any other evidence you want to present?
I have where I text her and I told her that I needed my money for cleaning her house.
There you go. Let's see that. Did you ever receive a text
For cleaning the house? No.
asking for money regarding the cleaning of the house?
Why would I give her money?
I have no idea why you
Cleaning my
would.
house.
Now,
We live together.
we have here on June 6th, defendant says, I need money too, so just ask your son, because it's his child support and not mine. And they took it. So what do we ask your son, since he is the one that decided not to be a man about it? What are you referring to?
Oh, God. I filed my taxes, what she was talking about. Her son was coming home, and he had told me that we would, she helped with the PG&E, we would pay this together. Well, as soon as
You
he
said
got
you
out...
never heard of it.
Heard of what?
Her request for her money.
The request for her money?
Yes, and yet you're answering
Now, I
it. Not
remember
only
that,
have
no.
you heard of it, you're answering her request, and you said she never answered your request. And you handed me
I remember
evidence
that
that
now.
she did. Then you say that's different. I lent you that money, It has nothing to do with the child support he owes. Your claim is granted, ma'am. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I don't want our relationship to end because of this.
I know. I love you. I miss you.
I do too. I miss the kids.
You've been there for me forever. I miss you so much, Sophia.